We're back with Nicki Sprinz from Us Two, and this is The Spark. So you know what that means by now, hopefully. It means we're going to ask Nicki a bunch of fun questions so we can get to know her personally, because we did chat about quite a lot of deep stuff on Monday, didn't we, Nicki?
Oh my God, we did. We sure did.
I mean, I was going to ask you about digital ID cards and what you thought of those, but I thought, no, this is going down a really negative path. And I don't want to get political, so you will leave that for now. And instead, I want to ask you a few things. The first one being one of my favourite questions to ask people. If you could host a dinner party with two people, dead or alive, not including your best mates, who's coming and why?
Oh, great. Okay, I love this. I'd invite Tilda Swinton and Patchett. Tilda Swinton, I just love that her fearlessness and that she hasn't been boxed in creativity. She's done so many different things, which one of my favourite films of hers is, am I going to pronounce this right? Il Sonno e l'amore. And it's Italian. She speaks Italian in it. She's dressed beautifully in Jill Sander, if I remember correctly. It's quite old. It's anyway, she's brilliant. And then Anne Patchett, I love her writing, her story. She has a real belief in kind of craft and patience and taking time over things. So I just think it would be like a generous and surprising conversation.
Oh, how interesting. And then if I really want to know, what are you cooking?
Oh my goodness, that's a good question.
Putting you on the spot.
Yeah, you're really putting me on the spot there. Think I'd have to do a little bit of a sort of Ottolenghi, Alison Roman mashup, some good salads.
Nice.
Maybe either a vegetarian main or some kind of classic chicken dish, probably.
Great, fantastic. I'd love to be a fly on the wall with that conversation. Okay, so what's one piece of advice you'd ban from the creative industry forever?
Okay. Just follow your passion. I think you can't easily monetize passion, and it's just too simple. I think it should be more around people following curiosity, building skills, thinking about their personal responsibility. I think passion is useful and really important, but curiosity above all.
Yeah, because your curiosity springs up all sorts of different things along the way, doesn't it? Like what you were interested in now is not the same as what you used to like 10 years ago.
Exactly. And I think you can learn to be passionate about different things. And so I think, that phrase, just forget it. Put it in the bin.
What are you currently curious about? What are you reading into? Because I always find that if you're a creative person, there's always something that I need to know more about that. Is there anything on your radar?
I mean, obviously we talked a lot about AI. I am curious about some of the interesting creative AI tools, which we didn't talk about so much. I think that's interesting. I'm enjoying lots of kind of long form reading. I always like that change when everything feels really short and brief and our intention is really short. I like enjoying things that are overly long, long, dense articles where really people have taken the time. And I'm interested in the rise of, it's obviously not the rise, look, podcasts have been around for a long time, but I think how podcasts are doing really well on YouTube, how YouTube is kind of replacing other streaming platforms, that the BBC is even going to develop their own short form content for YouTube. Yes. Which I think I'm interested in, how we listen, how we watch, how we consume. But for me, I'll always be a reader at heart. I love reading.
What are you currently reading?
I just finished Lily King, as in literally yesterday evening, Lily King, Heart the Lover, which is a very raw, poignant tale of a sort of love triangle set over two sort of, I guess, not quite decades, two periods in time broken apart. I cried at the end. But it's a hopeful book, but it was moving and beautifully written. And I hadn't really realised Lily King is a sort of very established, well-known writer in America. But she's, I think, a little less read here. And I'm now going to go back through her archive and read some of her earlier work.
I think we're going to have to put these suggestions in the show notes, aren't we? The film that you mentioned and the book.
Oh, yeah. Do watch Il Sonno l'amore. It's fabulous. It's actually I'm going to pronounce his name really wrong and I'm so embarrassed. It's a Lucia Guadagnino. He's famous for Challengers and then most recently after Guadagnino, I think.
Brilliant.
Challengers, After the Hunt, but the film I'm referencing is, I think, 2009, and in English is I Am Love.
Beautiful.
There we go.
Okay. Well, from that kind of nice, light note, we're going to ask you what your most controversial creative opinion is.
Controversial, that's quite a heavy word. I don't actually know if I have very many controversial opinions, so most controversial. But I think that perhaps, and this is a bit of a theme, that creativity doesn't thrive on total freedom, that it thrives on responsibility and some constraints. And so certainly that's in the practice of the work that we do at Us Too. When the stakes are real, we're thinking about people's health, their money, their livelihoods, their trust. I think that's when creativity gets much sharper, not weaker. And that's an interesting space to play.
Yeah, because a lot of people make the assumption that it's the other way around, that, unfortunately, you've got, what do they say? It's like a sphere. So you haven't got many edges to play with when you're doing something for a client. But actually, there is a lot of creativity. And
absolutely.
It's solving problems, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Solving interesting problems with a set of constraints. I think that's a really fun space to be in.
Oh, it's brilliant. Gets you out of bed every day. What's the smallest thing that instantly improves your workday?
Fewer meetings with real intent. That's an easy one. Not original, but it's not just because I think when people know why they're in the room or why they can leave the room early, it improves the quality of thinking. It's not just that. I also think if you have less meetings, you've got more time in your day to do things that nourish you, to go for that run, to do some meditation, to cook a really nice meal for your dinner. And meaningful meetings, please.
Love that. Fewer podcasts as well.
No, I've had a nice Monday morning. It's been a gentle start.
Good stuff. And it's January. So, we're easing ourselves back in.
Exactly.
What's a trend you're secretly over, but everyone else seems to love?
I mean, it's probably not that secret after we spent all this time together. My trend that I'm over is just that little niggle where I feel like sometimes people are treating AI as a shortcut to creativity rather than kind of a test or an enhancement. Speed without judgment just gets you to the wrong answer or wrong place much faster. So as we talked about at length, critical thinking remains key and AI is a help. It's not the solution.
That's perfect. It's a perfect way to end the spot. But before you go, we do this thing every season. We have a question. We do this lovely chain reaction thing so that the last guest asks the next guest a question. And our last guest in season 10 was Chris Wilson from Glasgow. And he said, if your agency, what genre of music would Just To be? And what would be the name of your first album? It's a complicated question, actually, Chris, I must say.
Yeah. Would we be sort of ambient leaning electronic music, maybe?
Like Sven Vath or something like that, or Future Sound of London?
Future Sound of London, like that. Cinematic orchestra, maybe?
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, maybe some cinematic orchestra. I think... don't know. I can just imagine all Us Tubies thinking, you what, Nicki? Why didn't you phone a friend before you answered that?
I think that's a really cool answer.
Yeah. I think it's more, I think what I was going with there is sort of Us Two. It feels like we're sort of electronic music. That's the sort of connection to digital, but made by humans who care or something.
I just think of Monument Valley, that music and...
Oh yeah,
kind of,
that's so beautiful.
Which you're probably sick to death of people bringing up every time.
No, never. We're never sick of it. The games team are extraordinary. The game studio are amazing.
Incredible.
So incredible.
What would the album be called? What would be the name of the first album?
What's next?
Ooh, nice. And speaking of which, what's your question for the next guest, please, Nicki?
Well, I didn't come up with anything nearly as sophisticated as that. I was going to go with a bit more of a, what do you hope people feel when they experience or see your work?
Oh, that is a good one. All right, then, Nicki, we will put that to the next guest. Thank you so much.
I look forward to their answer.
I know, me too. And that'll be coming out soon when this, I actually don't know when this season's launching. I think it'll be the end of February, but we will see. We will see.
Oh, brilliant.
Well, thank you for your time again.
Thanks so much, Katie. It's been really fun. And you've given me good pause for thought, which is always the point of these things. So thank you very much and have a lovely Monday.
Yes, likewise. Take care. We'll see you soon.
Take care. Bye.
Thanks to Adobe for sponsoring this episode. 3 months of Adobe Express Premium, free for new and existing UK users until the 26th of April. Just log into your Adobe account and it's yours. Link in the show notes.